Good morning, Panthers. Happy Wednesday. Today is a special bonus read aloud day because we have something to celebrate today, and I wanted to read you a story about it. Today is Inauguration Day. It's an important day for our country. Every 4 years, we elect a president and a vice president, and on January 20th, we then have an Inauguration Day. And so today, our new president, President Joseph Biden, and our new vice president, Kamala Harris, will be taking their oath of office and they will be sworn in as the new president and vice president. And one of the reasons that we have historically to celebrate for today is because it's the very first time our country has ever had a vice president that's a woman. And not only that, she's a Black woman, an Asian American woman, and she is going to be our country's very first vice president that's a woman. So we have lots of things to celebrate today, but I wanted to take some time right now to read a story to you about our democracy, inauguration, some of the terms that you'll likely hear if you either watch it today or talk about it with your family, talk about it in class. You'll hear some of these terms. And so I wanted to take some time to read a story to you. And so our story today is D is for Democracy, a Citizen's Alphabet. And it's written by Elissa Grodin and illustrated by Victor Juhas. And this is a great book. It's available in our library. So I'm not going to read all of the information that's on the side because there's a lot of really good information on here, but it would take a really long time. And so I'm going to read to you the alphabet portion of the book, but this is a great book that you can also check out, and Miss Shannon, our librarian, can have it ready for you. You can take it home and read it and then bring it back when you're done. All right, so here we go. A is for amendment, a fancy word for change. The Constitution's authors planned for us long range. And this shows some pictures of women getting the right to vote. So they marched and they rallied for the right to vote, because in the very beginning, women did not have the same rights to vote like men did. And so this is a way that they rallied for change. And there was an amendment that gave them the right to vote. B is for the Bill of Rights, the freedom to express ideas and opinions and how we want to dress. C is for Congress, where committees are a must. Ideas for new laws are thoroughly discussed. D is for democracy, where citizens can choose whom they wish to vote for and freely share their views. And that is what our government is. It's a democracy. We have the right to elect our officials into office. And when you turn 18, you also will have that right to vote. And I encourage you all to make sure that you register for it. It's a very important way to share your voice and help our country run. E is for elections. We're guaranteed this right. It often gets exciting counting votes all night. F is for founding fathers who went to a convention. The US Constitution was their wonderful invention. G is for the government, the way our countries run, with liberties and rights enjoyed by everyone. H is for House of Representatives, where all sorts of committees work on laws protecting folks in suburbs, towns, and cities. I is for immigration. Tired of all the strife, people leave their homes to find a better life. J is for judicial branch, for justice, judge, and jury. Those who do not break the law never have to worry. K is for Dr. King, who worked for what was right. He knew that using peaceful ways was better than a fight. L is for First Lady, the other White House resident, with a fascinating job and married to the president. And our new First Lady is Dr. Jill Biden. M is for the mint and printed money too, that ends up in the pockets of folks like me and you. N is for our nation's capital, where everyone agrees it's delightful to behold the famous cherry trees. O is for oath of office, a time for celebration. Once the election's over, we have the inauguration. And that's what's happening today. P is for political party, with ideas that represent how the politicians should run our government. And we have many different political parties, but the main two, we have the GOP and the Democratic Party. But there's many others as well. Q is for the questions all of us should ask. Taking part in a democracy is every citizen's task. And that includes changing laws, coming up with amendments, because we know that when our country was founded, things were very different. And we know that not everybody enjoys the same rights like they should from the time that things were originally founded. And so it's important, and as you grow up too, for you to use your voice to make change, because our country is very different now. R is for religious freedom. Folks across the sea liked it better in a place where others let them be. And I bet if you have a fifth grade brother or sister at home, or if you are a fifth grader, you probably could start talking a little bit about that, because you guys are learning about that this year. S is for the Senate, that helps communicate the needs of all the people from every single state. T is for the taxes, no longer fees for kings. Now our money helps to pay for 1,000 different things. And as Panthers, we recently had our brand new school built. And that came from taxes. That came from dollars that people spent on their taxes that ended up going to build our school. So we're very thankful for our community for voting that in, and for the taxes that helped us create our school. U is for Uncle Sam. Don't forget to mention, he is not a real man, but an old cartoon invention. And here's a picture of what Uncle Sam is usually depicted as. V is for the voters. When people use their voices, they get the best results by expressing their own choices. W is for George Washington and presidents down the years. For working long and working hard, we give them all 3 cheers. X marks the spot for a meeting one fall of the very first Congress in Philadelphia's Carpenters Hall. Y can be for you and me. In the spirit of improvement, we'll organize some friends of ours and start a brand new movement. And you've seen some of the movements that have been started. And as we learned about Dr. King and the work that he did to help improve Black lives and the equality, lots of movements that are happening. Movements for women to get into power. And today is a special day because, again, we have our first vice president that's a woman, and lots of other things that we've taken on. So environmental, here's a picture here of some children that want a safe environment. So think about what movements are important to you and use your voice for those. Z is for the zeitgeist, the excitement in the air. There was hard work ahead with freedom to declare. And it says down here, we want you to get involved. You are a part of our democracy too, even as kids. You have the power to use your voice to make change. And you will someday be running our government as well. And so it's important that you use that power and your voice, stay active and engaged in your community. All right. And then in the back of this book, it talks about all different ways to feed your brain, use your voice, take some action, and examples of making a change. And so this is a really great book. If you're interested in it, be sure to check it out. You can find it in our library. It's called D is for Democracy, A Citizen's Alphabet. We also have a few others. This was another one I was going to read to you today. A is for America, an American alphabet. So lots of good books. Be sure to check them out. Again, happy Inauguration Day. We're looking forward to hearing all about what you're going to do to learn more about our government and take part in it. Use your voice, make some change. All right, bye, Panthers. See you later.